guys? Today I'm making a video that I've been trying really hard for about a week and a half now to figure out the way that I want to say this, do this, and I've had a million different ideas in which I wanted to film it. You know, like one way was like with the Rubik's Cube, another way was with like a bunch of like basically like drawings, and ultimately I figured that those methods of making this video weren't as just specifically talking to you guys and stuff, so I might as well just get right on into it. So first things first, I'd like to say that I'm not quitting YouTube. This is not what this video is about. This video is a different kind of video. And second of all, before I go ahead and explain any of this, I consider myself to be friends with everyone who you would assume to be friends with, and at the end of this experience, I don't necessarily I don't have anything against those people, and I hope those people don't have anything against me for making this video. So basically, if you guys have half a brain, you guys can understand that I haven't uploaded a Cube SMP episode in quite some time, you know, over a month, while despite the fact that I was, you know, also doing some other stuff, like, you know, I was posting other content on my channel, I was going out and doing other film shoots, like with people like Philip DeFranco, all that sort of stuff. I still wasn't uploading the Cube SMP, and that, you know, isn't necessarily a good thing in the eyes of people who are on the Cube SMP, because if you're added to the Cube SMP, you're expected to post content to it because you're part of a recording group. You might as well probably make some videos on. So that's something that I didn't do. So one night I was having a 24-hour live stream, and it was to raise funds for me to go to Minecon, which is actually in about a week from now. During this live stream, at around 2 a.m., I had about 250 or so viewers. I got to this point and people were asking me questions in the chat, you know, how I felt about the stance of the Cube, whether I felt that it was a dead server, whether what the reasons were for me not recording on the Cube SMP, and all these sorts of questions and stuff. And the majority of the time when given these sorts of questions, you know, you're supposed to just shrug them off and say, oh, you know, content's coming, blah, 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 whatever, everything's okay. But in that situation, I was basically being 100% honest. I wanted to say, you know, I haven't been recording on the Cube SMP because I felt distant from the people. You know, I felt like I'm not connected with them in a specific sort of way. I don't find as much fun, you know, recording a survival multiplayer as I used to, all that sort of stuff. And I gave these reasons why I hadn't been recording on the Cube SMP in a way that was personalized towards me, and reason why I haven't been recording on it, but never in any way did I say that the Cube SMP was dead, or that, you know, I don't like the members, or anything of that sort. I didn't say any of that. At the end of the 24-hour stream, I was DDoSed by some small group of people to the point in which my internet didn't go offline, but I couldn't record anything because I just get kicked from the server 2 seconds later because of just how bad my internet was. So I decided I was going to sleep on stream, because that was literally the only thing that I could do. And if you guys didn't know, sleeping on stream is against Twitch terms of service. So like basically an hour after I started sleeping on my stream, I was taken down, obviously. So I woke up about an hour later, so that probably leaves me about like 2 hours of sleep at this point, and I was just frustrated at the whole fact that I had been DDoSed and my stream was taken down and all that sort of stuff, and I was so frustrated I couldn't go back to bed, and I just ended the live stream right there, and the stream didn't go 24 hours. So later on during that day in which I hadn't gotten any sleep, I was asked to get into a TeamSpeak by a couple of Cube SMP members, and at that moment I pretty much knew exactly what was going to happen. And I was a little intimidated because there was like 5 or so members all in one chat room, all wanting to talk to me at the exact same time. I pretty much knew it was going to happen, but it's just a very scary situation to be in. And they basically asked me a couple of things, and ultimately they So they pulled me into this TeamSpeak room, and they asked me like what had happened the previous stream, and then I told them pretty much exactly what I told you guys. And in response, they told me that you know, since like a couple of them were watching the stream very late, and they noticed that I had been saying some bad things about the Cube, and basically, you know, some harsh words that would basically suggest, you know, why would I be saying these sorts of things and also want to be at the Cube want to be on the cube at the exact same time. We were having this discussion, and ultimately they decided after this probably 20-minute conversation that it was time to remove me from the cube. And each one of those people made it very clear that, you know, it was just for the sake of the Cube SMP as a whole, and not necessarily, you know, anything against me. You know, all of them consider themselves to be my friends. I don't know if for sure that every single Cube SMP member will continue to want to be my friend after this video is posted, because all these Cube SMP members, they wanted me to say that I had just left the cube, and, you know, I was leaving on my own accord, and make up some weird thing to say that I had, you know, the reason why I'm leaving. And I didn't want to do that. I've had a long history of, you know, starting Twitter drama, or, you know, basically being assertive with my own opinion. That's the end of it, guys. There's not going to be any more Cube SMP videos. There's not going to be any more Cube anything videos. If the people who are still on the cube still want to be my friends, they can still record content with me. I'll still go out of my way to ask them if they want to record some, like, SG or some, like, you know, other type of mini game. I'll still go ahead and ask them. If they say yes, that's their own thing. But as it stands right now, that's pretty much it. So you guys can obviously tell that the reason why I hadn't been uploading for these past 2 weeks was because I was kicked from the Cube SMP 2 weeks ago, and I've been trying to spend these last 2 weeks trying to figure out myself emotionally, as well as get my motivation back for uploading, because, you know, these guys have been my friends for, you know, a year and a half. It kind of sucks to be, you know, just not be a part of it anymore. I'm hoping that this video can serve as just kind of putting an end to all of this, you know, not make it a thing anymore, you know, just put it all under the bed and just move on forward and keep on going with the rest of our lives. As the viewers, guys, I want you to not be posting any sort of negative comments, you know, rude things, insults, or anything towards any other cube members. I don't want anything bad for them. I want the best thing that it could possibly be. I want to say, you know, I want to see the Cube SMP 2 years from now and see them to be the biggest Minecraft group where every channel has, you know, over 1 million subscribers and all that sort of stuff. I want to say, I want to be lucky to have been a part of that. I understand that some of you guys are going to be upset, and I was upset for like around maybe a week or so, until I kind of, you know, moved past it, and I understand that people are going to be upset. But please, guys, don't post any negative stuff towards any other cube member. They don't deserve it. No matter what time this video goes up, assuming that it goes up on the hour, and you're watching this video the day it comes out, I'm going to be on live stream right now, just streaming and also answering questions you guys might have regarding to this. If I forgot to say something in this video, I could probably mention it on stream or something. So yeah, I'm going to be on stream probably for the next couple hours that you guys are watching this video. That's pretty much it. I'm sorry for the awkwardness of this video. I'm sorry for the seriousness of this video. It's just something that has to be said. It has to be done. And I'm sorry I wasn't able to do this in a more artsy way. I didn't have that much time. I love you guys so much. None of this would have ever been possible in the first place if it hadn't been for the viewers. And I'd like to give a thanks for the Cube SMP for giving me this experience and all of this stuff, and allowed me to make all these new friends and stuff, because at the end of the day, all that matters is the memories, right? Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys next time in the video. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more upbeat and happy. But until then, hope you guys have a nice day. Please.